Hello everyone, my name is Vikky and today I'll be watching Attack on Titan Season 1 episode 20. Yeah, the previous episode, although it mostly showed that flashback, I still think the major part was of course the whole ending where they captured the female Titan. And that's also the thing that I was thinking about the most. And I guess that it will be resolved in this episode. I'm still torn apart whether she will escape or not. I'm still leaning probably towards the option that she will escape. As I said, the music was really creepy when they celebrated, when they captured her. And I expected her to escape in that episode. But still, there's no guarantee that she will escape. I think it really depends on who she actually is. Now, if she is a random woman who happens to have powers, then it has to be resolved now, because it's not worth to drag this in multiple episodes if she's no one. But if she's someone important, like maybe Annie, then I can see it. Then I can see a scenario where they will drag this out just to build up the tension. And hey, maybe they'll never show her. Maybe we'll never learn who she actually is. I'm hoping to see who she is to finally solve one of our mysteries, but I don't know. There's no guarantee that that will happen. Yeah, let's get into the video. Erwin Smith. It's gonna be another flashback episode. I mean... Oh, they're climbing. Shit. She doesn't even answer. Oh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yes, oh shit, they can learn. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. How many died because of this? Yeah. What? She froze her arm.
体の一部の表面を硬質な皮膚で覆うことができる能力か。話の聞く鎧の巨人と似通った性質。
おい、いい加減に出てきてくれないか。こっちはそんなに暇じゃないんだよ。な、お前はこれからどうなると思う？俺は今楽しいぞ。な、お前もそうだ。
Yeah, she did, yeah.
お前なら俺を理解してくれるだろう。お前の手足を切断しても大丈夫か？また生えてくるの
Oh, she hears him. Look at that.
お前自身の本体の方だ。
Oh.
死なれたりしたら困るからな。
What the hell?
似合うぞ。方角は全方位から多数同時に。
Oh, did she call for the Titans? Oh shit. Her power.
なんだ急に俺らを無視すんだ。
突然何？待ってください。さっきの悲鳴聞いたことがあります。私がいた森の中で追い詰められた生き物が全てを投げ打つ時の声。舐めたら死にますよあなた。私も山育ちなんだけど。野菜作ってた子にはわからないですよ。そう、確かにサシャの勘は結構当たる。
Ah, they're going to save her.
さっきなんかしやがったな。
Phew. Yeah, they're trying to save her. They're not abnormal. She's just... It's just her power, I guess.
全員戦闘開始。女型の巨人を失せろ。
How many are they?
総員撤退。陣形を再展開。カラネスクへ帰還せよ。
てめえ、そりゃ。
敵には全てを捨て去る覚悟があったということだ。まさか自分ごと巨人に食わせて情報を抹消するとは。
She died. Wow.
信号弾の連絡に支障が出かねない。
俺の班を呼んでくれ。
待てリヴァイ。ガスと刃を補充していく。
了解だ、エルヴィン。お前の判断を信じよう。
撤退だ。総員撤退。馬に乗って帰れってさ。
はい。
なんだ、もう終わったのか。どうやら終わったようだ。馬に戻るぞ。撤退の準備だ。
本当に奴の正体が。
エレンのおかげでね。
俺は特に何も。
私たちを信じてくれたでしょ。あの時私たちを選んだから今の結果がある。正しい選択をすることって結構難しいことだよ。
オロペトラ、お前ら二人とも初陣でしょんべん漏らして泣いてたくせに立派になったもんだな。
言うなよ。逃げるとこなくなる。
本当なんだ。
うるせえバーカ。
ペトラさん、空中で撒き散らしたってことですか？
いい加減にしろ。お前ら地に来てんのか。壁外なんだぞここは。ちなみに俺も漏らしてねえからなエレン。おっと、きっとリヴァイ兵長からの連絡だ。兵長と合流するぞ。
The spy?
エルヴィン、どうしてリヴァイに補給させたの？時間がないのに。
女型は食われた。
Oh, it's Levi then, I guess.
君は中身が食われるのを見たか。俺は見てない。
Oh, so
以前君が言っていた推論通り女型の中にいた
that's why he thought about the Colossal Titan. He thinks she escaped.
リヴァイ兵長いや違う誰だ
Oh, but that still is not Levi. Is he dead?
我々兵士の中に紛れ込んでいる
I first do hear my initial thoughts, first impressions, and then probably film the discussion part later this day, so the whole lightning will probably change, just to let you know. So I guess this is not over yet. I was a bit confused at the end because when I have seen that hooded person, I thought, is that the spy which Erwin was thinking about, fearing about? Then I thought, okay, it's Levi. But then it wasn't Levi. Unless he's no evil, but that probably wasn't Levi who attacked Gunther. I just don't know how to feel. It was just so quick and unexpected. I just accepted in myself the fact that this arc is completed. They said we're going back. We had that music at the end. I think it's the same music when Eren as a Titan first saved Mikasa, and I think that music was also when Erwin and Eren met, and so that motivational, great music. And it really felt like, okay, that could be, I mean, why not? It could be the end of this arc. As I said at the beginning, that I expect that if she's no one, like important, then they should just resolve her arc. The female Titan. If she's not important, then I want this to be over quickly. I don't think it's fitting to drag her out too long. And I thought, okay, that's it. We didn't know who she is. She probably wasn't important, and she killed herself. And I was like, okay, this is it. That's the end of the story arc. But I should expect different. This is Attack on Titan. At the end of the day, I was just thinking in my head that these members of the Levi squad are cool. They were all happy talking with Eren. But now, like, is Gunther dead? Even that was like, I thought he was just injured. But at the end, he really looked dead. I don't know. I have to see that. So now I'm guessing the person who they referred as the spy, that someone is the traitor, is the same person as the female Titan. At first I thought that maybe they're too different, and that's why when I have seen the hooded person, I thought, oh, maybe that's the spy, and he's the problem. But it seems like that's the same person, at least from what, in the way Erwin was talking at the end. Why the hell are they retreating? Because I was a bit suspicious when Erwin remembered the Colossal Titan, and it was because, I don't know how, but I guess he knows that the Colossal Titan can quickly escape, transform. I mean, that's probably what he did, like the Colossal Titan transformed into his human form and ran away as a human. And I guess he expected the same with her, that when they started to, those Titans eat her, that she escaped somehow. But why did he then retreat his troops and just leave Levi there? It doesn't make any sense. If he knows that she's there, just let's go search for her, I guess. So that's really strange, because he was depressed because she was eaten and he thought, oh, we failed. But at the same time, maybe he just suspects, maybe maybe he just thinks that she's alive, and therefore he just thought, okay, Levi, check the area out. If she's somewhere, maybe that. But they could have done all. They all could have just gone and quickly checked the forest for her. So yeah, there's still a possibility that this person who's the spy, although I think it's probably the same person, but it's not 100%, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be a different person. It could be now someone who will revenge for the death of the female titan. But if that's her, I'm still not entirely confident, but then I really think that this is it. This has to be Ani. I'm not trying to be overconfident in this theory, but she made the most sense, and she's also skillful with this maneuvering device and with the blades. And if you remember, she is a capable fighter. Just like, I think when they graduated, she was somewhere in the top 5, definitely. I think she was 3rd. Because Gunther is in Levi's squad, right? So he is capable. So for him, okay, maybe because he was shocked, but still, she just took one hit and he was down, and she now disappeared. Like, everything that's happening, it just makes more and more sense to me. It just gives more and more indication that that's actually her. And yeah, and of course, I'm really wondering if Gunther is dead. I don't know, it felt so quickly. You know? Like, if he dies, it'll definitely be sad. I mean, he might be already dead, I don't know. Like, it seems like she only cut him. I didn't see like his head cut off or anything, so I guess we'll have to see that. She didn't even stab him, so if she just cut, she couldn't actually hit any vital organs. So I think he might live. But if he's dead, then it's definitely sad. But to be honest with you, I just know his name because they said it here at the end, and it was so important. I knew who he was. I knew him by his looks, but I definitely heard the name Gunther before. But I think if you would have asked me before this episode to name all the 4 members of Levi's squad, I think I would know Eld, Peter and Olo, but I don't think I would remember Gunther. I still think the most characteristics were shown about Peter and Olu, and we haven't really met Gunther and Eld. This whole squad, I always thought that at some point they'll get more screen time, especially like on a individual level, because they always are featured as a group. Just remember the previous episode, they were together apologizing to Eren. They were together panicking when Eren changed. So, you know, they always were shown together as a group, but we never got time to really know each of them alone. So it's still tragic to see and sad to see Gunther die, but I just wanted to point out that I don't expect him to die, because maybe he'll get more screen time in the future. And I also think that if he's dead, it's sad, but it's definitely not at the same level of sad as if someone like, I don't know, Jean would die. So, as said, a little bit time passed in between my post-reaction thoughts and now this part. So, I hope that I won't repeat anything that I said. I might forget something, so... and as said, the whole lightning seems a bit different. It's because the sun is now setting, so just to let you know. Well, we start off with that place. She was captured, and I think that they were continuing to shoot her with those cannons. At the same time, we have seen that Armin was talking about... Armin and Jean were discussing the fact that Erwin knew this before about the female titan, and if I'm not wrong, Jean was talking something in the lines like how many people had to die for this operation, how many sacrifices did actually Erwin make, and Armin was basically protecting Erwin in a sense. Like, he said that there are people who have have to be willing to throw everything away to be able to succeed, even their humanity. And this was basically then the whole message theme in this episode, because at the end Erwin said this again when she was eaten. He said she threw everything away. So yeah, and I said in the previous episode that if this is true, that he knew this before, that then this plan was stupid because so many of them have died. And I guess the fact that he was aware that there's a spy, probably a spy, a traitor inside the Soviet Corps, made him be so cautious. But man, I understand what this show is trying to show. I talked about this a lot, I think, around the trust storyline, when it was the same with Pixies. When he had his speech, you will die anyways, so please die here. And I said at that point that in situations like that, sacrifices are sometimes essential to a victory. But I said that it's a big difference in the mindset that you have. If you start accepting that sacrifices are something normal, then you stop being extremely cautious. Then you forget that your main goal is to try to keep everyone alive. And if you have that in your mind, then even if you will do a mission and some will die because of their sacrifice, still the deaths will be minimal. But because you'll do your best to try to save everyone. But if you get the mindset that each life is just a tool which you can use to achieve your goals, then you quickly forget that each life is important and a lot of unnecessary deaths will happen. I definitely see where his plan was coming from, trying to hide it so that the spy, or she, if she's the spy, wouldn't know his plan. But at the same time, the most disturbing thing to me is the fact that these soldiers, some of them didn't even realize what she is. A lot of them just thought, oh, it's an abnormal, and went into the battle not knowing that they just made a huge mistake. And looking back, I think this show a lot of times uses the theme of sacrifice and death, like when Moses died and his death was for nothing. And then of course when Jean was thinking, I'll join the Soviet Corps to make sure that Marco's death wasn't for nothing. Always in wars there will be sacrifices, definitely. But as I said, you have to have that mindset so that you don't forget that these are lives you're dealing with. Erwin is the commander, and he had to accept that basically many families, many people will now have their lives hurt because he let the female Titan to basically kill the whole right flank. I'm definitely aware that any other plan would be really hard to execute, and even this one, which Erwin had, failed. But I just don't want him to become reckless, careless, because then many more people will die. When Jean and Erwin were talking, it was a Titan who started to climb. We have seen them climb before, but it was on a building. Climbing on a tree is different. And I was like, oh shit, they started to climb. And Erwin said, said that it seems like they can learn. That's really crazy to think about it. It seems like they can understand stuff, they can start learning, which is horrifying to think that they could become even better. But the one thing that makes this not as dangerous as it sounds is the fact that they cannot communicate. We as humans build our world knowledge by communication, by writing down stuff, by teaching others. So even if one Titan learns how to climb a tree, he won't be able to teach anyone else. But still, they are fast learners and they can learn on their own. So this is still an interesting but also dangerous aspect of the Titans. Yeah, Eren and Lee and the other members of the Levi squad went to a safer place, and there Eren figured out that that question which Erwin gave him was because he was searching that spy traitor. Eren was talking with other members and said that this is so weird that Erwin didn't tell them about his plan, and they together came to a conclusion that, like, they said to him that Erwin probably knew that there is a spy or traitor, which is interesting. He definitely knew something about a possible traitor, but I'm curious as to what specifically he knew. Like, was this just him guessing that there's a spy within the Sorry Corps, or does he actually know some concrete stuff? And the most of this episode we were then focused on the operation, on how to get that person out of the female Titan. As I said, at first they were additionally shooting her, and then I think it was they said that Mika and Levi should try to open her neck. They started, but she was covering her neck, and when they attacked, she froze her arm. At least it seemed like she froze. Erwin said that this is something like skin. That's what he said, but it looked like ice. I don't know. And also, I'm not a biology specialist, but I'm pretty sure that it didn't look like any type of skin. The first thing that came to my mind was the fact that, does this mean that that this is probably because she can control her body? It was clearly evident that she has almost like a far better control as a Titan than Eren. Her movements are quick, like she moves like an ordinary human probably. Sometimes even more agile. I mean, she really was. She really had good movements, and maybe it's because, and maybe she has like an ultimate control of her body, and she can lower her temperature, and that's why she was able to freeze her arms. And Titans are definitely full of water. I mean, steam is coming out of them, so I guess it has something connected with that. When she froze her arm, indicated that there's a lot of freedom to a Titan, but you have to control it. And I think that there's a chance that Eren's Titan has some, let's say, hidden potential. Maybe this is a beginning of seeing maybe Titan powers. Maybe if Eren will able to control his body like completely, maybe then he will be able to heat up his arm and melt things. Who knows, right? But now I do remember that Erwin said that when she froze her arm, he said that it's something similar to the armored Titan. So again, I don't know if this is like real ice or this is any type of skin. It didn't look like that. I mean, if nothing, then at least this proves that while you're a Titan, you can change your form, I guess. If that's skin, then that means that you can still change, add on stuff, so by will. So that's really interesting. And yeah, they were trying to basically torture her in a way. I think they even shot something in her eye. Levi was provoking her and said that he will like cut her real, I think, legs, he said. He said that she felt joy when she was killing his comrades. And in some ways he was just pointing out the fact that once you're really high, the fall is even harder. She was in complete control. She thought she was unstoppable, doing what she wanted, killing everyone and enjoying it. And now that they got her, and it must be really embarrassing for her to lose in that way, and it must be stressful knowing that they will put a big revenge on her. And she broke. She mentally was, I guess, panicking. She started to scream in in a similar way to Eren's scream. So they have a distinct scream, I suppose. And then the Titans started to run towards her, and people were saying, "Oh, abnormals," and that's why I first thought that they were abnormal. They weren't. They were just running towards her, as I think. And I thought, "Oh, that's her power, right?" And because it was said that she can bring the Titans, but I still might be wrong, because just like Sasha pointed out, this was a scream from desperation. Because her scream is different, as I said, and is more, I guess, human-like. And they thought that there's a human in desperation. The Titans thought their instincts told them there's a human who is in grave danger. And they run there and ate her. So this is one explanation. The other one could be that, as I said, that she controls them, she calls them, and with her scream signaled them that they should eat her. But then again, why wouldn't they save her? So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure anymore if that is her power, if that was actually her using her power, or was this just something more of a natural, let's say, thing, where the Titans thought that she's a human and that's why they ate her. Members of the Sorry Corps were doing their best to slaughter them as much as they could. But they ate her, so, and at that point I thought that's it. As I said in my introduction to this episode, that if she's not important, I guess this will be resolved now. And I thought it was resolved. It wasn't in reality, but I was, oh, that's a clever way to do this. I thought then that means that she's not important. And Erwin acknowledged, as I said, that she also sacrificed herself to make sure that that the Sorry Corps don't get any information out of her. And the Sorry Corps decided Erwin basically decided to retreat, to go back to the village from where they came. I don't know why did he retreat and go back, why he wants to retreat and go back. I guess that was his plan, to kill the female Titan. Maybe that was his only plan, and he now decides to go back to gain more soldiers and now go to Valkyria in a more safer way. But still, if he has big suspicions, then I don't know, is it safe to just leave Levi there? I really don't know. Maybe he only fears that there is someone else there, maybe he only fears that the female Titan survived, and he's not paying too much attention to that, but just wants to make sure. That's why he left Levi there. Eren and Levi's squad were fooled by that person. Before that, they were talking to each other. They had great scenes, a positive scene, as I said. They had good interactions. If I understood correctly, they were talking about how Petra pissed herself after her first mission. Disgusting, but definitely a great bonding session for all of them. Like, I think Eren definitely started to, like, when he believed in them, and they seemed to be really nice with him, like all of them. Even though Olo acts like a jerk, he never was like really negative to Eren. So I just like the fact that it was a resemblance to me, like after the court, when Hanji, Mika, Levi, and Erwin were with Eren. It was, I think, the same music, and it seemed like, oh, it's so nice to see. It was so nice to see Eren bond with these new characters, and he definitely was here bonding with this Levi squad, and then just out of nowhere appeared that person and striked Günther. So that was unexpected, and so I still don't know if he died or didn't, but definitely if he did, this will be a big strike for Eren. He has fun for a few seconds, and there you go. Someone, again, you just knew might have died. So to now talk about those information cards which we received. They shown us a bit of an insight to these to these cannons. They were newly designed, which is very interesting, to capture a specific type of titans. And the second information card said that these are like iron arrows connected with a wire. Just basically what I thought. But yeah, I like this a bit of additional information. As I said, I love the fact that it seems like they're building their world more and more. I mean, they did at the beginning, but I just like the fact that they're expanding it constantly. That's great to see these specific things like this canon. Yeah, so now for my predictions and final thoughts. Well, I predict that we will definitely see if he's dead or not in the next episode. I mean, it looked bad when he was hanging there, but as I said, it seemed like that person just struck him once, so he could be just unconscious. I'm expecting that now, I guess they will realize that someone is still there, and they will stop retreating and start this, I guess, search mission. They will try to find but it's hard because that person, like, again, it has that maneuvering system and the uniform, so it's really hard to know. But maybe, now that I think about it, maybe that's why Erwin is retreating. Because he is aware that that person who is the female titan is a part of the Sorry Corps. So if they retreat, then it means, and Levi is the only one who stays there, and then Levi spots another person, then he'll know that's it, that's the person, I guess. But yeah, maybe that's the reason why Erwin retreated, just to make sure that everyone goes out, and then Levi, if he spots someone who in the forest who has a Sorry Corps uniform, then that's the traitor, I guess. Yeah, to grade this episode, I will give it I think it was the same as the previous one. I like the pacing, I like the characters, I like the resolve. Like at the first it was Erwin sacrificing everything, then throwing his everything away. At the end it was the female titan. They showed a lot of aspects, the pacing was well done. And so in a way it felt like they ended the arc and then they didn't. They set up for the next episode, I guess, with this now human enemy who could be the female titan or just a ally of the female titan. And so yeah, I liked it. I will definitely give it a 8.8. I enjoyed it. So if you have enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Any type of feedback is, as always, massively appreciated, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'll see you soon, potentially on Friday or Saturday, something like that. Yeah, see you soon.